Pokemon designs come in all varying shapes and sizes. Some of them will be intimidating, some cute, some abstract, some simple. Regardless, every Pokemon is someone's favorite, and that's something that the franchise does best. Heck, Pokemon artists wouldn't really be a thing if we didn't have a love for Pokemon and the designs that they create. They've inspired a ton of art projects, fan games, and games that have obviously took their design inspirations from them. Now, I will say this. While we're all inspired by Pokemon designs and we all have our favorites, sometimes it feels like people can get a bit big-headed. Pokemon designs are often a mixed bag for the Pokemon community and within the Pokemon community itself. Generally, some people love them and some people hate them. So, with that in mind, with a community as large as Pokemon's, not everyone is going to enjoy the same things. Every single time, without fail, whenever a new generation starts, there's the same exact complaints about the new designs, whether from leaks, what they show from trailers, and mainly after entire decks is revealed. Oh, this design is too simple. Ugh, why is this one humanoid? That's just an object with a face. This is so boring. Worst decks ever. They're out of ideas. And it's always so fundamentally stupid to me. Generation 1, the roster that set the initial guidelines for the whole franchise. The one that Gen 1ers still claim is the only good one despite their many flaws. The one that Game Freak keeps dick riding because they know that those are the main ones that any casual who hasn't kept up with the franchise since the late 90s knows. It has the same exact kinds of Pokemon that people complain about in newer gens and claim that they're out of ideas. Ugh, Flamingo is just a flamingo. Gen 1 has a crab named Krabby that is literally just a crab in Japanese. I hate humanoid Pokemon. Machop's line, the Hitmons, Jinx, Mr. Mime, they're all Gen 1. You don't have to like them. The fact that they still exist is a thing in general, so why complain? They're just putting eyes on random objects and calling them their day. Magnemite says hello. Grimer says hello. Voltorb and Electrode say hello. Oh, but I forgot the golden rule. It's Gen 1. They were just starting, so they get a pass. Man, shut your bitch. If they were able to make designs like Gyarados, Nidoking, Arcanine, Electabuzz, Magmar, Mewtwo, all that in Gen 1, you can keep your mouth shut. The diversity in the rosters is all intentional for every single generation. Ken Sugimori even stated that when he designs mons, that he tries to keep them from being too cool by adding an element to them that makes them less cool so that they're more memorable and you don't just look at it like, oh, that's cool, and just move on. So, why am I mentioning this? Well, a common trend that's popped up recently, even though it's been happening for a while now, is where folks are claiming that they have fixed a Pokemon's design, acting as if the original design was fundamentally flawed in some way, or because they don't like it, the designer who created it did it wrong. To me, that trend is annoying and disrespectful as hell. How would you like it if someone took one of your designs and essentially called you a bitch who can't design right because they don't like how you did it? Then, when they show their version, nearly everything special about your design is gone. Oh, but Wendy, Pokemon is a huge franchise. It doesn't matter. Each Pokemon is still designed by a human being. You know? Like, of course they're working for Pokemon and we aren't. So they probably could give less of a fuck about what any of us have to say. But I'm just making this video anyway because I feel like it, so leave me alone. Anyways, the point is that claiming that you fixed a design just feels like some big-headed ego crap. You're free to dislike a design or feel disappointed in it because it's going to happen regardless, depending on what your taste is. But just because you don't like a design doesn't mean your version is the best thing since sliced bread. Of course, it's not really that deep, but as someone who tends to just enjoy designing a little bit and who likes seeing what they come up with next, it gets really annoying when you see someone complain about a design that has a valid reason for looking how it does, but because some people don't like it or they just not what they want, they pretty much just decide to strip it all of its personality and just make it into some basic interpretation and claim that it's fixed. Hire me, Game Freak. And then a bunch of folks just cheer and agree. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting over here like, hey, just calling to make sure y'all fix my ceiling and everything. Y'all do everything right. Oh, you bet your sweet baby we did, sir. Now, we will warn you that there was a bit of structural damage. We didn't exactly know what we were doing because there was water damage happening above you. But I think we managed to get it to stop for the most part. There was also a bit of structural damage that wasn't the ceiling. Sorry for that. You may have to call someone else to get that. What the fuck did you do to my... Now, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from making these designs or anything in general, by the way. This is just an opinion of a designer who hasn't really been relevant in years, or if you ask certain people in the community, has never been relevant to begin with. So take it with a grain of salt. So with that being said, you ain't fixing the damn thing. You are creating your own interpretation of a design based on an existing base. Nothing is getting fixed because nothing needs to really be fixed. Like, some people are really still salty over Incineroar because they hate that their precious Fire Kitty Litten then followed the same generic route of the numerous other cat Pokemon that came before it by staying on the exact same number of legs from start to finish. It's almost like, since it's a starter Pokemon, they wanted it to be special. Who would have thought? And the complaints are always the same. They hate that it stood up, they hate that it came out of nowhere and ruins the whole line, they hate the proportions. Like, bruh, come on. I'm sorry that you didn't get your precious generic take of it becoming an even bigger cat and jumping through a ring of fire that apparently everyone and their mom already thought of, but come on, be serious. Incineroar did not come out of nowhere. Torricat's set sheet has an image of it standing up, and in the anime, it's on to be able to stand up as well. In addition, if you read the damn Pokedex, it talks about it having strong front legs and punching, as well as the fact that the organ around his neck rings like a bell when it uses fire moves and it gets more powerful. Almost like there's a Japanese manga about a pro wrestler in a tiger mask persona who was a famous heel in the United States. I wonder where Alola is based on. Wow, so there's actual reasoning and lead up to the design after all. Ah, crap. But I forgot the other golden rule in the community. I don't care if there's a reason for its design. It's not what I want and I don't like it. Therefore, it's bad. That's essentially what most complaints about Pokemon designs boil down to these days. It doesn't matter what the design is based on or if its origins make sense or what was hinted at. I don't like it, so I don't care. It's always going to win because folks like to try to fix stuff, stripping away the personality, making it just what everyone else is doing and calling it better than the original. I just don't understand why people are so damn scared of Amphro Pokemon or just Pokemon standing up. Oh, wait, no, yes I do. I do know why.
That's just the tip of this iceberg.
Furries, nigga. Furries. Some folks are still stuck in the early 2000s and hate furries, so they base whether they like a design or not based on their perception of what they think that furries will have on it. Look, I'm sorry, but if you're letting a group of people's enjoyment of something dictate how you feel about that same thing, you may need to touch some grass. Because there's no way that you're thinking, ugh, furries are definitely gonna like this design. It fucking sucks. And if you are,
I have to touch you!
I also don't get why people hate joke designs and goofiness so much. Like, damn, lighten up a little. Stop taking the design so damn serious and learn how to have fun. I swear, it feels like whenever hype season comes around and folks are making evolutions from mons that get shown, they're just always different variations of cute or cool with no real in between. But then when the official mon comes out, folks are disappointed that it's not what they wanted because the fan art has spoiled them, and they refuse to acknowledge that sometimes the designers are just fucking around and being goofy. Like, come on. Pokemon themselves are fucking goofballs, people. Give it a rest. Y'all hate humanoid Pokemon so damn much and act like they're a stain of the franchise and shouldn't exist when there is literally a website dedicated to the Machop line where they reveal that there's women who really love them and there's a whole ass clubs where they simp for them. Stop taking this shit so seriously. They are fictional monsters, not your real life pet cat. A good recent example of this is the Dunsparce. I've seen plenty of reaction video where some people are laughing and some people are like genuinely upset or disappointed at it. People spent decades thinking of some kind of OMG Omega Cool badass evolution for Dunsparce. Dunsparce, the Pokemon with different variations of stupid in its name in different countries. The Pokemon that was referred to as a bug type in his fucking debut anime episode in English, which goes to show how much they actually gave a fuck.
Hey, I'd like a bug type that runs away.
I bet.
The Pokemon that only burrows into the ground and keeps itself out of sight. That's it. Now, I understand that those characteristics often hint that there may be something greater for it, but you can't act like you were robbed or that the Dunsparce is bad just because it didn't turn into what you wanted. It's just the Incineroar effect where you wanted it to be one thing, but it's not, so now you're mad. Pokemon designs take a lot longer to create than Fakemon. That's a fact. Anyone can create a Fakemon within an hour and have it up and ready depending on how you choose to present it. Meanwhile, the actual designers are contracted to create specific Pokemon for specific environments. For what I remember, you don't even get to finalize the typing or give it specific moves yourself because there's separate teams for that. I still remember that one story from Sujimura where it said that Fruit's designer was upset that it was given the ghost type. Hell, there's also the fact that you may not even get to design your entire line for your Mon. Another recent example, proving that this is still occurring, is Flittle and Espathra. Flittle was designed by Atsuko Nishida, the icon responsible for designs such as Pikachu, Charizard, Zoroark, and every evolution except Jolteon and Flareon. While Espathra was designed by one of the ghosts, Hitoshi Ariga, who gave us Homenage's line, Necrozma, Ultra Necrozma, Corviknight, and the Kalos and Galar fossils. So, yeah, it's safe to say that there's a lot more that happens on the official side than the fan side. And in my opinion, having folks online claim that the official designers are drunk and don't know what they're doing just because they bought into a Fakemon artist's predictions and wants and refuse to accept any other interpretation is just plain dumb. Like I said, I'm not going to discourage anyone from making their own takes on designs if they don't like them. I'm not the arbiter of what's acceptable or not. I'm just yapping. This is my own rant opinion. You can take it or leave it. Do what you want at the end of the day. But in general, I think that's about it. Dark and Windy, out.